Okay, class, just want to try to get you familiar with variable terms, constant terms, and coefficients. It's important to know these and to have them memorized, so when you're working on formulas such as this, you'll be able to determine which is which is which. So, variable terms. Variable means that it's going to have a letter, such as the A, the B, this A here. So those, let me change colors here real quick. This is a term. This is also a term. Look at there, we got another term, and this one. See, these are all terms in between the multiplication, plus marks, and all that. These are all considered terms, but each term has a different designation to it. A variable term means it includes a letter designation, such as the A or the B, because it's an unknown. We know what 19 is, but we don't know what A is. It's a variable. It could be this, it could be that. It could change. So we call it variable. So this is a variable term. This is a variable term. This is not. This is a variable term. Just so that you know that. So these are all terms, but this is variable, and this is variable. Okay, now let's get rid of the marks there. Now that we know what a variable term is, first off, we know what a term is, and now we know what a variable term is. So now let's see what is a constant term. This is a variable, so we know part of it, but we don't know what the A is. We don't know what the B is. And here we have a 10 with no letter designations. There's no variable with it. So that is what we call a constant. That's a constant term. This one is not either. They have a letter designation. It's an unknown. Then it's not constant, it's variable. Okay. Now the last thing we want to take a look at is what is a coefficient. This can get a little puzzling, but I'm going to try to clarify it for you. When you look at a variable term such as this, the number portion, only the number portion, is considered a coefficient. So those are the coefficients that we're looking at. Now when we talk about combining like terms, is 19a like 2b? No. One's an A, one's a B. If A was to equal something and B was to equal something different, we don't know what that something different is until it's input, until somebody gives us that information. This could be pounds, it could be dollars, it could be time. Usually time is designated with a T, but anyway, the coefficient is the part of the variable term that is the constant, the number. This number is not going to change. It's always going to be 19 times whatever A is. This is always going to be 2 times whatever B is. So those are what you call the coefficients. So that's a coefficient, that's a coefficient, and that is a coefficient. When you talk about combining terms, here we have 19 times A, and over here we have 6 times A. So whatever A is, you got a negative 19 times it, and over here you have a positive 6 times it. So when you're talking about combining like terms, you take the minus 19 and then you add 6 of them. I'll put the little A's there so I don't confuse anybody. Okay, so we have a negative 19. Now, taking a look at the number line, here's our 0. Anything below the line is a negative number, right? So we put a few ticks down in here. And we do the same thing up here. In this type of a graph, we're going to go up and down. We're not going to go on the x-axis, just on the y-axis. Okay, so we have negative 19. That means we're going to go down 19 ticks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. We're going to come all the way down until we hit the negative 19. So now we know that we're starting at the negative 19, whatever a is, which is way down here. And then we're going to go up 6. Plus means we're going up. Minus means we're going down on that number line. So starting at 19, then we're going to go up 6 ticks. So it'll be 19 be 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Are we there yet? What's 9 minus 6? 3, 13. So right in this area here would be the negative 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hidden in here, and then the 13. But you get the idea. So negative 19, and then you add 6 to it. So you got 19 in the hole, but somebody gives you 6 more. So 19, count backwards the 6, and then it takes you to negative 13a. That's combining like terms. So you're able to combine this one and this one. Once you've done that, you come up with the 13a. Now you can take the negative 13a, which you get from combining the negative 19a and the positive 6a. Combine those out so we can kind of cross them out of this part, bring them down here. That's what these two become. Sorry, this one and this one, that's what those two become, is this negative 13a. Then we have a plus 2b, 2 times whatever b is. There's no other b variables, so we just bring that down by itself. Now it's a plus 2b, so plus 2b. And then we look for any others. We brought that down so we can cross that out. So the only thing left now is the negative 10. There's no other constants in here. That's the only term that's a constant term. So it's a whole number, and it's a minus 10. So that comes down to minus 10. Now this here, just so you know, this is what you get after you've done the first distributive property. You had the formula up above that had parentheses in it, where you did multiplication of cost into the parentheses, and then it brought you down to this point. That's your first step, is the distributive property using multiplication. And then once you've got this part, the next part is to bring it down like I did here. You combine the like terms, bring them here. That one doesn't have a like term to go with it, so you just bring it straight down. Same thing with the constant, you just bring it straight down. And that is what you end up with. Now, a lot of times you'll see where they'll have an equal sign off to the side, but equals what? They don't give that to us. So that's a great question mark. We don't know what that's going to be. It's not given to us, so we can't do anything with it. So down here, we can just bring that equal sign down and say, whatever this turns out to be is going to be equal to something. The something we don't know. If we knew what the something was, then we could work this out further to find out what A is and find out what B is. But that's the next step. So hope you got something out of this. Feel free, any questions you got, come and check with me, and we'll try to put a few more of these together to help you understand. The nice thing about these videos is that you can watch them over and over again. You can slow them down, pause them, come back to them if you got a question, and hopefully this helps. Hope you have a great day. Bye.